So I did do a video yesterday, but it didn't get posted just because I wanted to tweak it a little bit more because that one would have been my last video of this segment, and I wanted to explain a couple more things. So I'll post two today. So this one, I'm going to go live just doing my exercises and explaining, where I am, and really I'm just like scratching the surface with my new movement and everything like that. And then I'll post one later tonight, which will kind of like sum up everything that I did and stuff like that. So thank you for joining me for this last month, and hopefully you guys found it really helpful. So to start today, I wanted to do an oblique crunch, and then I wanted to do a lunge, just open up my hips, and then like a hinge to a squat. So I'll start right now with my crunches. So right now, as I lie on the table, right, if I were to get my stomach fired, my lower abs fired, right, before I really couldn't find it, but now I want you to watch this. So here I am, and if I needed to engage my core, I could. And I'm not just pulling in, like, watch my neck as well when I do this, right? So as I engage, my head comes back too. So now I can actually feel my core. So I have my lift for my core on. So that's key. Why is that key? Because again, when I'm doing the crunches, it is my ribs. It's a tiny motion. It's my ribs rotating ever so slightly onto my, compared to my hips. So as I lead with my ribs, so my head and my ribs are a unit. As I lead with this, I come up and I still have that pull. If I didn't have that, right, everything, I'm putting way too much pressure down, but then you don't get those clean abs, you kind of get the bulging abs. You want to go deep with the exercise. So this is why the breath needs to correspond with it. So as I inhale, breath comes out. As I exhale, breath comes in. And when this breath comes in, that I can exhale and do the rotation so everything comes in nice and tight. The next is, it doesn't have to be a huge motion, right? Like if you wanted to take it to a sit-up, you could do another level where you ground your feet, right, and you sit up. But I'm not doing that right now. I'm just focusing on my abs, and I'm focusing on the rotation. So when I do it straight, I like doing this to start. So I engage my stomach. So as I do it straight, inhale, exhale, tiny, ribs come in, hold. Okay, and it's almost like if I had a bar right here on my shoulder blades. I'm just trying to lift my shoulder blades up. That's why even the reaching with the arms is good, because it teaches you not to lead the exercise with your chin and with your neck, but to keep everything back and lead it, right, with down and with the ribs themselves. That's not really what I want to do. So yes, I want to do like the actual ribs, but I want to do it with rotation. So as I rotate so let's say I'm rotating to my right. So I'm doing a left rotation. My left side's coming up towards my right. So as I go this way, it's going to be my internal oblique here on this side and my external on this side that comes together. So that's what I want to feel. I want to feel that there's a cross seam coming in through here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to engage my core, which is first. You have to get the lift, get my breath on. As I exhale, I'm thinking about left shoulder blade comes up. That's it. So it's just a tiny rotation of the sternum that I'm doing here to try to reach my leg. So hopefully you guys can see that. As I go the other way, it's tiny. I have my lift. Right? Shoulder blade comes up. Rotation. Come back down. Rotation. Rotation. So I'll do it this way again one more time. I'm setting myself. There we go. And as I come up. And this is key. So I'm not pushing, like with this arm, I'm not actually pushing my head. I'm not pushing my hand forward. Like my hand is not pushing my head forward. Sorry. My head is pushing my hand back. So as my head pushes my hand back, I can get this. So what am I doing? So the other day I worked on rotation, and now I'm just working on rotation with the upper body. There, up, over. So it's like coming straight up, looking to the corner. Okay, coming straight up, looking to the corner. And so this tiny little bit actually gets it firing, because I have my lift, this tiny little bit right here and here. That's it. This is all I'm doing. And all over here, just shortening the distance from here to here. Most of the time, I see people make the crunches too big of a motion, and that's why they're feeling their back. So it's very keen. You have to be very keen to just be like, okay, ribs moving, lifting. And that's what I would focus on. So that's next. So I could really feel that I'm gonna have to work a little bit more on my left rotation in my upper body. Next, I'll get rid of the table so you guys can see something. Okay, so next I'm going to do my lunge. And I'll back this up just a little bit. Perfect. So as I push up with my lunge, right, I'm pushing from my back leg, and as I come down, I want to be straight down. So a lot of times you'll see people just do the lunge, right, they'll take a big step and they'll fall forward. That's not what I want. I want my hip over my knee here as my front is working back. And I want this pushing forward to open up my hip. So this is where I want to be, right here. So this leg is working back, this leg is working forward, hip is open. From this open hip, I can't drop into this hip. I have to keep this hip open as push forward, and I'm coming straight down and back. Also, as I do this is key. So this is me doing the lunge with, I'll have to lower it a bit. You guys can't see it very well. Anyways, this is me doing the lunge, just grabbing weight, just doing it. Right? I just want you to notice, right? There's a couple sways, and then I pop out. Right? So there's a shift. Because I don't have my core on, I'm just doing the exercises. But if I actually grip with my feet, get my pelvis straight, push my hip forward, right, lengthen, and I want to come, and then give my hips, right, my hips don't have to be so in and tight. I'm trying to give my hips the space as I do the exercises so that I can get the grip of the lower core. So from here, look at the difference. It's controlled. Coming down, opening up the side. There we go. Looking up. Coming up. Coming down. Keeping the side straight. Up, straight from the side. Push. I want my ear to shoulder to knee stacked as I go through the exercise. And I want my foot pushing. I want to be on the center of the back foot. So I'm pushing with the ball of my foot forward, and it's a straight down. Hang on, let's see where I am. See, that's forward, there we go. I need a little bit of lift, there we go. And up. And up. So hopefully you feel that. You should feel quad butt quad, quad butt quad as you do the exercise. And for me, I'll do a couple more on the other side as well. But what I'm looking for is that I have my stability and that I'm actually in my hip. So my spine is set, and as I sink straight down, I'm actually feeling the stretch, lifting up, and I'm actually stabilizing with this leg too. I don't want to feel my knees. I actually want to feel the muscles here as I do this. So I want you to try it. I want you to try to go nice and slow and controlled with the exercise. So the next one I'm going to do again is my hinge to my squat. So as I'm here, I'm going to, this was the last one. This was me trying to get into my hips back here. So what I was doing was I was hinging where I was keeping a straight spine like the bird. And then I was squatting so that I was taking this straight spine, moving my shins forward and moving this into a squat. Okay, so now should be able to see a difference. So hinge here, and then from my hinge, core on, opening my hips, taking this into a squat. Good, so I can get pretty low. I'm still, I'd say I'm not bad. I'm still pretty wide stance, but I can really feel the stretch like in my hips. So I do have a couple more opening to do there. So try this exercise too. So here I am, up nice and tall, hinge, right? Core on. So I'm straight. I'm making sure that the weight is centered in between my feet. And then as my head is working back, I'm allowing my shins to come forward. My hips will rotate. I'm pushing out with my hips, keeping my big toe down, holding my core in, and trying to look straight. And as I get better with it, there we go, I'll be able to be more upright. So here's my hinge. Again, opening up the hips. Now I'm going to sink down and take this into a squat. Good. With this, like, I still notice the tightness in my sides. So I'll work on this one a little bit more. I do want to be, it's better than before, right? Like your squat, you want to be pretty much the angle of your shin. So I need to be a little bit more upright in my squat, but it's not that bad compared to where it was, right? You just don't want to be leaning forward in your squat. You want to be upright because you want your body to be in your hips and your hips supporting the motion of your body, right? So if you bounce in your squat, you should be able, doesn't matter if you're wide, doesn't matter if you're narrow, you should be able to feel your hips and your legs take the weight. So anyways, this is what I'm working on today. And then I'll redo my video from yesterday and it'll be my last one and I'll see you later tonight. Thank you.